Hello and welcome. My name is Sarah Rebecca Vine and I'm delighted to be doing a live Earth Angel Training Academy hangout with my dear soul sister Michelle Gordon. We apologise that we've come on late. We had a few technical difficulties and then my computer just died on me. But we're here. We're ready to rock and roll. Michelle, are you there?
Yep, I'm here. Hi.
Hey, hello. That's cool. It switches to you when you talk, so that's great. Okay, so we're talking about the Earth Angel Training Academy and to celebrate its 5th year anniversary. If you haven't read this book, I highly recommend it. When I read the book, I was like, oh my gosh, I know this place. I recognise it. But I know I wasn't a student and I wasn't a teacher there, but I just know this. And this is an awakener for Earth Angels, which is what I want to help people awaken myself. So, Michelle, how did the Earth Angel Training Academy book first come about? Can you share with everyone where the idea came from?
Yeah, it was actually born of the fact that I always wanted my own school. I wanted my own academy, and I wanted to be able to, you know, share actual ideas and things that I've been reading about and learning about, and I wanted some way of being able to share that with people. And then I'd always wanted to write books. I'd only ever written a novella before that point. And I thought, well, you know, maybe I'll write a story about an academy, because that would be a way of exploring what it would feel like to actually have one. And then I'd learned about the whole idea of Earth Angels. I discovered that I was an Earth Angel about a year before that. In 2007, I discovered that. Yeah, so in 2007, I discovered that. And then I started thinking about writing the story. And then in 2008, I'd been reading loads of spiritual, reading about all these different concepts. And I wanted a way of kind of putting them in a fictional sort of way. Because there's a lot of non-fiction about all these subjects that we read about, but there's not a lot of fiction. You know, there's not a lot of stories so that you can relate that. And then it was the beginning of 2009, and I found a book that described how to write a novel in a month, which sounded insane enough for me to give it a try. And I literally I put the concepts together. I put the Earth Angel concept and the idea of wanting my own academy together, and I thought, well, there must have been some training on the other side before we got here to show us what to do, you know, to show the star people what it's like on this planet, to show the fairies how to be a human, you know, they can't fly around and all the rest of it. So yeah, I put that together. I probably, yeah. Oh. So I brainstormed the idea probably for about, I started writing it, and most of the ideas that I had didn't even make it into the final book. It was, you know, I had all sorts of crazy ideas and I wrote them all down. But when I started writing it, it basically just took over and wrote itself. I had very little control over what happened beyond the original concept. And then 2 months later, because it was 100,000 words, and the book was talking about writing 50,000 words in a month. So it took me 2 months. It was the beginning of June. So I started on the 1st of April in 2009. And I finished it on, I think, the 1st or 2nd of June. And the whole book was there. And to be honest, aside from sort of tweaking and, you know, continuity and making sure it all flows, the story has always remained the same from that very first draft. It's never changed. You know, none of the structure has changed. It's always been the same.
Yeah, awesome. So it just like flowed through you very quickly as well.
Yeah. I mean, I was just in that world for 2 months. I mean, I was lucky I wasn't working at the time. So there was nothing pulling me out of that world. I was just entirely, yeah, with the fairies and with the, you know, all the stuff going on. And I lived in that world. I lived at the academy for those 2 months.
How did it feel living in that? How did it feel for you being just engrossed in writing that and allowing it to just flow through? Because I know when we've spoken, you said it, you literally just like channeled it. It just flowed through. You had the idea and then it just flowed through.
It felt like being home. It felt like that was exactly what I was supposed to be doing. It didn't, I couldn't wait to get back into it every day. I was just like, I wanted to see what happened. I wanted to see what was going to happen next. And it was really exciting because, I mean, this was the first, you know, story of any length that I'd actually written, but also the way it was unfolding, I just wanted to know what happened next. And
yeah,
I still,
well, I was exactly the same. When I read it, I was like, oh my God, I literally picked the book up and I put it down when I finished it. I could not put it down. I think I read it for like 5-6 hours solid. And what I love about it is that it's a story. It reminds me very much actually of the Celestine Prophecy, which is, you know, going on this adventure, this story. There's so much truth and awakening and insights in this book. So it's been reached, it's gone all over the world. You've had people from all over the world, I know, that love the book and are fans of it because it's helped awaken them. What kind of impact has it had on other Earth Angels, Michelle?
Well, I've had all sorts of feedback from people, from star people who are finally able to admit that they're star people and that they come from other planets, and they'd always been too afraid to come out of that closet before. They'd never even told anybody that were close to them that they were from another planet. And they were like, reading the book gave me permission to admit where I'd come from and to accept who I really was. And I think that was one of the biggest things that I thought was amazing, was that it gives people permission. It gives people that kind of allowing to be who they really are. And
so imagine as well, it would give people the feeling, sorry Ben, it'd give people the feeling of feeling home, like you felt it when you read it. I did. I was just in it, and I was so sad when it finished. I was like, I need the next book immediately. And it gives them that feeling of home, that of understanding, of acceptance. It makes sense why their lives have been so.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. And it's I think also it's the recognition of the characters. I mean, you've had people contact you saying that they recognize themselves as the different characters, and sometimes it's just that, wow, that character is exactly like me. It's almost as though it just makes you feel a little bit less alone, because there is somebody out there who's the same as you. So that just makes you feel like, I'm not alone, I'm not the only one, I'm not, you know, just because that's how I felt when I first discovered the whole concept of Earth Angels. Was I read the different types, I recognized what kind of Earth Angel I was, and I was like, there are other people like me, they understand, this is amazing. Before, it was just like exciting. Yeah, it was just like, wow, I understand myself now. I never understood why I thought the way I did and how I did things. And so, yeah, there was a lot of things around that. I mean, and I've also had people saying that, you know, they were in a really, really low, dark, horrible place when they came across the book, and it almost made them read it. Like it would just like call to them, like, read me, you know. And when
like
they
the book
did,
falling off the bookshelf, isn't it?
Yeah, you know, they just had to read it. And then when they did, they were like, wow, I get things now. And it gets them out of that dark space. And to be honest, not so much the first book. I was probably in a fairly good place when I wrote that one, but the later books, and in my own little dark spaces, writing has helped me get out of it. And then, of course, people are reading it, recognizing the same dark space and going, oh, okay, I know, you know, it gets them out of it as well. Yeah. So it's partly my therapy, but then it's sharing it with other people who also have used it as a kind of therapy, which is kind of amazing, really.
Absolutely. I think it's awesome. I love the books. I love you. I love the Awakening Earth Angels, because there's so many on this planet that feel so alone. They feel so isolated. They feel so different. They don't quite understand. And it's a bit like a piece of the jigsaw puzzle in a way, helping them know that you're not on your own, you know, that there's others like you, and to help them understand. So you talk obviously in the training academy that they go through classes where they come down here in this human body and forget it all. And I know this is something that you've created now to help Earth Angels, which is the human version of the Earth Angel Training Academy. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so it started off as a bit of fun. It started off as like, how cool would it be to actually be able to attend the Earth Angel Training Academy like now? So but the more I kind of developed it and was writing the classes, I realized that actually the information in each classes was really useful to Earth Angels now who are awakening and you know, so each class has activities and has information that is helpful. Not just if, you know, if you've only just discovered that you're an Earth Angel, even if you've known you're an Earth Angel for a while, there are exercises in there that will help to release any past trauma or emotional stuff that you don't need anymore. To be able to communicate with other types of Earth Angels, that was one of the really important ones for me, because me and star people don't always get on. No effort to communicate with star people. So when I recognize them as star people, I recognize that we might clash. There might be problems. We might not understand each other. So I have to find ways to be able to do that. And I'm much more conscious of that. And communication, that class also became about how we communicate to our bodies and about ourselves to other people. Because one of the things that I realized as I was writing that class is that I would talk to myself and about in a kind of detrimental way, because it's the very kind of, you know, oh no, I look terrible today or whatever, that we kind of come out in a flippant way. And what we're not realizing is that it has a huge effect on our bodies.
Absolutely.
Especially for Earth Angels, you know, because they don't know what this body is. I mean, I remember so clearly as a child looking in the mirror and going, well, what's that? I don't understand. Like, what is that face? You know, because it didn't recognize it. It wasn't me, because it wasn't a representation of my soul. But it's the body that I've chosen for this particular mission. And when you think about it, this body is the only thing you'll have from birth to death. I mean, I know your cells go repairing and they change and whatever, but this is you for your whole life. So as soon as you can accept it, love it, and be with it unconditionally and not talk down about it and whatever, that made such a huge difference to me last year that then became part of the communication class. So yeah, each class has got a different topic. Not all of the classes are available yet. They will be available very soon.
Well, you're still currently running this course, aren't you?
Yeah, so the first 3 classes are out. So we've got Remembering 101, which obviously goes through the different types of Earth Angel to help you recognize which one you are. You've got Communication 101, like I said, about communicating with other Earth Angels and also about yourself and to yourself. Yeah. Then Emotions 101 helps you to release all unnecessary emotions and trapped emotions. Coming up, which I'm working on, is Awakening 101, which is about finding and discovering or even deciding your purpose. And I think this is quite a big one for a lot of Earth Angels. They know they're here for a reason. They know that they're meant to be doing something, but sometimes they just don't know what it is. And each different type of Earth Angel has a very, it has a general specific, if that makes sense, mission on this planet. So all the angels have a particular mission, all the star people have a mission, all the fairies have a mission, and it's all in the same kind of field and the same idea, but they then have specific missions within that. So it's kind of, you know, first you discover what kind of Earth Angel you are, then you realize your general mission, and then from that you can hone it down to what your mission is. But also out in terms of purpose and mission is that we don't just have one. We don't just have one reason for being here. And then once we've done that reason, oh, I can go home now. See ya. You know, because throughout our lives here, we will have new missions all the time, and we'll change them.
It evolves for me personally. I can hear myself doubling up. As I'm talking, I can't hear it now. I could hear it coming out your speakers, your end, a slight delay. But yeah, I think it certainly does evolve, and it's a great starting point for people to recognize themselves and find that, yes, we're here for this bigger mission. And I always believe that our purpose is to be happy and to do what brings us joy. And it does change over time as we grow and adapt, because we have personal things to learn in this body. Like you were saying, with writing the books, it helped you learn and grow yourself. And it does evolve. We do have several viewers. Thank you so much, everyone who's watching live. That's awesome. And if you have any questions, I've just brought it up so I can actually see them. I can see we've already got one question already, Michelle. If you have any questions, please just pop them in the Q&A so we can answer them for you. So a couple of questions. What does it mean to be an Earth Angel? Michelle, your perspective of that.
So being an earth angel for me is that we've come from the other realms and planets, dimensions, wherever you've come from, and we've come to earth to help with the spiritual awakening. And it basically means that we're living in our lives in a way that helps others to wake up to their own purpose, to wake up to their own truth and their own love and their own light. So it feels like a big thing. Feels like a really sort of like, I don't know, overwhelming thing to think of. Some earth angels feel like they've come here to save the world or to change the world or whatever. And sometimes you have that kind of feeling and it feels really overwhelming. But for me, it's just living in a way that's authentic, that's truthful, that's loving, that's kind. And that makes these massive ripples that goes out all over the world. And that's what changes it, not necessarily big things. You don't have to do massive, world-changing things to change the world. It's just doing all the small.
It's a little bit like, I know, especially with star people, from the free report that I've done on the different earth angel realms to help people recognize themselves. Sometimes they can just be in a shop and they could just serve people, and that is their purpose, because it's just that act of kindness, just making a difference and being content and happy where you are. There are some that have these bigger missions that are more global, and like with yourself with the books and the reaches and stuff like that. But something that might be, that's terrifying. And sometimes it's just being where you are, working at a job, and just bringing happiness in there and behind the scenes, because there's a lot of earth angels that are very much behind the scenes, if that makes sense. And just doing what makes them happy is absolutely enough. So, let's finish with another question. How can earth angels find and then follow their missions?
Okay, yeah, so that follows on to what we were just talking about finding a mission. And so once you figured out what type of earth angel you are, so as an example, say you found out you're an angel, you're an incarnated angel. And the general mission of the angels is to bring unconditional love to this planet. They are here to mother, to nurture, to help people, to love people unconditionally. So that is their general thing. So basically, their mission or purpose will come under that umbrella of unconditional love. And it'll look completely different to all different earth angels. Some earth angels will then go into being a nurse because they want to care for people and make people better. Some people, they will channel it all into being a mother and caring for their children because it's that mother and nurturing nature, and they will love them unconditionally and raise them in a way that they don't know anything different. So each individual's purpose will be different. And I think what a lot of people feel is that their purpose is something they're given or they're born with or have control over. I think that your mission is something that you decide. And you don't just decide it once, you decide it kind of over and over again. You might have decided on something before you got here with your guardian angel, and I'm going to go and do this. This is going to, and then when you're here, you're constantly deciding, this is my mission now. This is my mission now. And you will know when you're on the right path because it will flow. It will feel right. It will make you
feel good.
It'll make you feel good. Exactly.
Yeah.
So, and there is choice in your purpose and your mission. It's not something that you just have to do because that's what you were born with. You do have a choice in it. So I think that's something that's really important to realize.
So we go into it. I know personally for me, when I was doubling up again, it's gone quite now. When I sort of first come into life coaching, I think, yes, this is it. I'm here to save the world. I'm here to save the world type. And so training that, and it was really hard. It was really hard when I think back now, going through it all. But if I'd have known then that I would be sitting here talking to people, I'd have videos on YouTube, I'd be doing live broadcasts to the world, I would have never have even started. It would have terrified me to know that that was part of why I feel I'm here and what's in my heart to do, what brings me joy and fulfillment now. I would never have started. But at the time, it was just helping clients recognize themselves. And then from that, it was, creating a website and this free report that I could reach more people. And then from that, I heard a audio that people need to hear the right things from the right person. I was thinking, really got to do these videos now. So I grew a little bit, and then I started doing that. And that's how it happens. It just really does evolve. And I really want to sort of stress this for all Earth Angels listening. It is just starting where you are right now and feeling good and doing what you feel inspired to do, and just expanding out that comfort zone. You don't want to go way out into your panic, because I know I've done that quite a few times. I can vouch that's not a great place to go into, because you're like, oh, run back in and don't want to do anything. So it's allow it to evolve and do what makes you happy, do what brings you joy, do what brings you fulfillment. There could be, oh my gosh, I've got to create this product or this book, or I've got to get this out in the world, and that can be really scary. So it's bringing it back down into more littler steps, and I think it's very much, we have to grow, because we are in a human body. We do have to undo our learnings that we can have with belief systems, and I believe totally we choose our parents, and it's really tough for some of the earth angels here on this planet right now. What would you like to share about that sort of aspect, Michelle? Because it feels quite strong to my heart with regards to that.
Yeah, it's there's been so many massive shifts recently, as we know, with with planetary things going on, with different energetic stuff happening as well. And I feel, I don't know, maybe I feel this every year, but I feel like we are moving towards a sort of an easier kind of flow of things. But it has been a very much having to let go of the old stuff, having to let go of old baggage, having to let go of old ways of life, and more and more stuff is coming up to be healed. And I think it's really easy to get sucked into the negative side of things. We see all the things going wrong in the world. We see all the things that we want to change, that we want to heal, that we want to help, and we feel powerless to be able to do it. And I think the thing to focus on is, and this is something that keeps coming up, and actually it was back in February, remember we had that conversation, because I had that still watching, and this sounds really bad, but a Disney movie. And it was Tomorrowland. And it was, the concept of Tomorrowland was that they could see that the world was heading towards destruction. So they fed images, media, news of the destruction to the people, thinking that if they saw the destruction, they would stop it. They would do something about it, and they would do something about it. But instead, what actually happened was that by feeding the news, the opposite happened, and everybody went, oh, the world's going to end. And they created that. It was like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah.
And it really hit home to me that when we see things that are wrong, when we see things we don't, the worst thing we can do is to focus on them and to feel bad about them and to add to the energy of them.
Which is one thing I feel like I really want to add here. Earth angels, please do not watch the news or read the paper. TV, we have all these different TV programs for a reason, because they do, I think, program, and there is fear. The media is controlled in a way, what filters through, and it is so detrimental. And I've always had this question, and I want to share it now, because I feel I really want to do a video about it and share it with everyone, but I feel like I need to say it now. What I could never understand is why there is all this darkness in the world, why there is, we are in spiritual warfare. That's why we have so many earth angels here on the planet, to help raise the frequency, the vibration, it always starts with us personally as well, but to raise the vibration, so that the planet ascends and we ascend. Not everyone will make it, but there'll be a lot that will descend, because law of karma. Why do we have to have this? Why do we have to go through all this shit? Excuse my language. Why do we have to go through it? I couldn't quite understand why we had to, there's so many videos out there that can really, once again, scare people. And this is stuff that's information that is happening technically with Illuminati, with chemtrails, with things like this that's going on in the world. It is what's happening, and it is pretty scary for a lot of people. But what it does is it puts them into fear and a feeling of powerlessness. What can I do about it? And when we're in that vibration, we're not in our power. So when I think about that, what I do personally is get into a state of love, because my perspective and what I truly believe in here is that the world has already ascended. We have already done enough work. The planet is at the highest vibration now than it has ever been. We've already done a lot of work. There's been many earth angels before us, and you know, more and more are awakening, and it is all good. But what I couldn't understand is why the bad stuff. And I had this revelation the other night. Do you want to hear it, Michelle? And that was the reason that there is all this darker stuff going on out there, which can terrify people, is because anyone who is familiar with the teachings of Abraham, I love Abraham. Anyone who's familiar with the teachings of Abraham and Abraham Hicks, Esther Hicks, who channels him, is that we need that contrast, because we have us in this human body, but we also have our higher selves. And when we see things that we don't like, and we have all this contrast on the planet, what we do want, which is love, which is peace on earth, which is everyone having enough food and everyone being loved and in their divine selves, boof, we're automatically expanding that in the vortex, if you're familiar with the teachings of Abraham. And I got it, and I thought, that's bloody brilliant in a way, because in the universe wants the expansion. And if we didn't have all this horrible darker stuff going on, we wouldn't have that massive expansion. And it was like, I get it now. And that feels to me really good, because I believe that we've already done enough work. It is just catching up. It is just undoing the stuff that's holding us back personally. And it's always about what it means to you personally, every earth angel that watches this, what it means about you, and to bring that love back into you. Because when you love yourself, when you feel good about yourself, your vibration's high. You lift people. You have the clarity. You have the ideas. It is a journey to get there, but you can absolutely get there, because there's so much support to help you if you're open to that. I mean, that's just my opinion. But I felt I really needed to share that just then, because it's just like, yeah, get that out, put it out there. Say it, Sarah. Do you not new video yet? What do you think of that, Michelle? Because that's the first time I've obviously told you. It only come to me the other day. My perspective on that.
Yeah, I think definitely duality is one of the reasons that why we're here, isn't it? Because, you know, on the other side, there isn't necessarily the duality, because it's all love, it's all light, and it's how can you know the light without the darkness, basically.
How can we continue to expand this universe? How can we expand this universe? So, yeah, anyone listen, please don't watch the news, read the newspapers. And if you've read the books, if you've got any questions, please pop the questions in. We do have the questions. We go to the questions got from James Padden. Hi, James. And he has put, as someone who has only recently realised that I'm an earth angel, I find it difficult to know what I should be doing to empower myself more and how to do this. Please help.
Well, by having that knowledge and by reading more about it, you are empowering yourself. I mean, that was one of the things that I found, is that once I got into the subject, I just got reading everything I could get my hands on. And sometimes I think it would have been good if I could have actually had somebody to go, yeah, read this, but not this. And I could have had some more recommendations on what would actually be better. And some people who have started out on their spiritual sort of journey have said to me, you know, which books should I read? What's the best thing for me to understand right now? And I've said, right, well, try this book and then try this book. And, you know, so I've sort of given them the books that I found the most helpful for me. But at the same time, there will be things that resonate with you that don't resonate with other people. There will be things that, you know, basically just go with your intuition, go with your gut, because, you know, you really know what you need. But definitely knowledge, find out as much as you can. Meet other people who are in the same position, you know, who are also finding out that they're earth angels and what that means. And, you know, yeah, as much, I literally just read as much as I could. And there's so much on the internet as well about all these different things. There's so many videos. But at the end of the day, always take on board what resonates, what makes sense, and then ditch the rest of it.
Absolutely. One caveat to that, I'd just like to add, wise ones, especially us wise ones that have been here many times, we like to learn and learn and learn some more and learn some more and keep reading and keep researching. I hold my hands up. That's me. When I was learning coaching, I had to listen. There's a library of like 100 calls. I had to listen to every single one before I could submit my coaching diploma. And it's like, I never know enough. I don't know enough. I don't know enough. And it is always start where you are. And what you put there, James, but I find it difficult to know what I should do to empower myself more. Help other people. Give with where you are. It's like, feel good about yourself. Know that you're an Earth Angel, that you're loved, you're supported. Connection. That's why I set up the Earth Angels group on Facebook, which is, I think it's about 11,000 members now, which is really cool. To connect with other Earth Angels, it's a starting point to look after you, to feel good about you, to acknowledge your emotions and where you are. To work with the right people that resonate is always such a great support. But to have connection with like-minded people, because so many can feel so isolated and so alone, the only way they can connect with other Earth Angels or other spiritual people that they resonate with, is through Facebook or through the internet. So find what you're drawn to, but don't go OTT, which is easy to do that, where you think, I just need to keep learning, I don't know enough. See it as more of an exploration, as a journey. It's not about getting to a destination, okay? It's about enjoying the journey there and to feel good in each moment of getting there. And if you feel like shit one day, see, I keep swearing, apologies. If you feel rubbish one day, acknowledge that, let it go. There's tools out there that helps. Obviously, I created the Earth Angel Sanctuary to help empower people with clearing stuff like that. The training, Earth Angel Training Academy that goes with your book, Michelle, is fantastic because it covers the different things, emotions, and obviously the remembering, the communication, and all the other great little courses that you've got in there in the book. But to enjoy it right here and now, to feel good right here and now, and give. Because when you give to someone else, if you're feeling like, if you ask, who can I help right now? You might have to ring someone, text someone. But when you actually give, it could even be a smile or a hug to someone. That empowers us. It's super simple. It's super easy. And so the more that you can help other people and come from that place of love, the more it can actually empower yourself. But it always comes from us and how we feel with it inside ourselves, and to love and accept ourselves. And that can be challenging, as we all know. But you can do it. Absolutely, you can do it. I believe in you. Whoever you are listening, watching to this, I already believe in you, and know that it's absolutely possible. It is just that journey to get there. So be gentle on yourself as well. But I hope that helps, James. Just pop in if it has. And if anybody else has any more questions for Michelle, just pop it in the Q&A. It should come up, hopefully, on however you're watching this. So another exciting thing, Michelle, is that you're off to the USA. I'm so envious. I want to be joining you. And apparently, I have been told that I'm meant to be, but I can't see quite how that's going to happen. I will be with you in spirit. But you're off to the US to go meet other Earth Angels and share your book. And if you've got a copy of Michelle's book, check out the date. So where is it you're going? Exactly, because you're going to quite a few different cities. So Michelle's going to sign it for you. Awesome.
Yeah, it's well, yeah, because I'll be on social media and that, so people can get in contact with me if they're in the cities. So we're starting off in Toronto, but we're going to Toronto to go to the I Can Do It event. So I'm really excited about going to that because it's got my favorite authors and people, that I really respect all their work on stuff. So looking forward to that because it's going to be a lot.
Hi, Louise. I got a book for you. I love Louise. Hey?
Well, I don't think actually Louise is going to be there. I don't think she travels as much now, but there's going to be a lot of people there, and I'm meeting up with a guy there, a friend of mine in Toronto, who he's had T-shirts made for us that say "free hugs."
Oh, so, I love a free hug T-shirt.
So he wants us to hug everybody. So that's going to be amazing. So if anybody's going to the I Can Do It in Toronto, I'll be there with a free hug T-shirt on. We're going to Toronto, and then we're heading to Buffalo, which is upstate New York near Niagara Falls, and then New York City. And we're in each place for around about a week. Sometimes it's a bit different, but around about that. And then we're going to Sedona, which I'm really excited about because of all the vortexes and the energy. And I can't wait to go there. Sedona and Tucson in Arizona. And then we're heading to LA, which is one of my favorite places. And I know people find that kind of bizarre because when people go to California, they're usually like, oh, I love San Diego, I love San Francisco, but LA, not so much. And I'm just like, LA, I love it. If you want to do anything, go to LA, because everybody there has a dream and they are making it happen. And I love that energy. It's amazing. And then we're heading up to Oregon and Washington. So we're going to be in Portland and Seattle away, but we're going to be driving around all different places around there. So we'll be visiting a lot of places in Oregon and Seattle and in Washington. And then we're heading back across the border to Canada, to Vancouver. And so that's going to take place over 2 months, which is
how cool is that? It's just like a 2-month road trip. You just go to meet loads of Earth Angels. If they've got a book, sign it for them, give them a hug. I'll be with you in spirit. I'd love to. Probably the 2 young children. I'd be with you if, you know, but yeah, I don't think the 2 children would want to be traveling when they've got school and what have you. But how awesome is that? So anyone that has the book, check out the dates. Connect with Shell, your website, michellegordon.com, and she has all the information on there. Contact her on Facebook, and just send her a message. Michelle is on Facebook a lot, as I know when I log in, I see you on the line. Connect with her in person, because you're so friendly, and you love connecting with people, and I love connecting with other Earth Angels, and it's just awesome. So James has just put, thanks guys, make me feel I'm doing things from my heart again. Thanks and love always. James, you're most welcome. Most welcome. Big love to you, and yeah, just be gentle on you, nice and easy, and keep in love. So how exciting is that? So I can remember when we first had a conversation, Michelle, and you told me about the book, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I got a vision of red carpet on the red carpet of this book, and a bit like Harry Potter films, main films. I would love to see the Earth Angel Training Academy as a film. Imagine the awakening from that. It'd be absolutely awesome. So
I'll see what I can do with it.
Put it out there. It's in the vortex. So I just think it's so exciting that you're going on this road trip. You're going to be able to connect with so many people. You're going to be sharing your book and meeting Earth Angels and giving them hugs and letting them know they're not alone, because there are so many people. More and more people are awakening now. We're in year 9 in numerology in this year, which is a year of completion. It also means that it is super fast to shift and let go of things that are holding us back. You can do that with intent. You can clear like karma and stuff like that with law of forgiveness and wipe out a lot of things. And there's so many amazing Earth Angels that have so many different gifts that are here to help and support you, that you're certainly not alone. And I know one of the other things was interesting when I read the book, because like you say, what lots of people recognize different aspects of it. And I knew the book. And I know we did put that we'd be saying like, who is us? Or it's like, go away, I'm on a live hangout. And that also, just to mention quickly, it just popped in my head, we've already done a live hangout, which is on YouTube, on twin flames, because this is something that really features quite heavily in the book, about Velvet and her twin flame and the whole story of the twin flames, which I must confess, you're on the move, aren't you? I can see it. Dun, 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 dun. And about twin flames and stuff like that. So, which I sort of knew a little bit about twin flames, but I wasn't too aware of them at the time. So that's another thing that's quite heavy in the book, isn't it, about the twin flames? You probably missed that, didn't you?
I mean, the theme of the twin flame. No, the twin flames in the book, yeah, because obviously, yeah, it is a massive theme. Sorry, I'm still moving around. Apologies to everybody who can see it. So yeah, the theme of the twin flames really came about in the first book to start with, because I first came across the whole idea writing the first book. And loved the concept, and the idea was that, you know, there was these 2 souls who will come together for a final reunion at the end of an age, at the end of an era. And so they don't come together very often. And just the concept of that I really like, because I've obviously known about soulmates and knew about that whole idea and concept. But this concept was slightly different, because it wasn't so much that they had karma to work through as such or anything, you know, any challenges. It was more just that they would come together for that final union. So, Sean in the background. So yeah, I mean, that's all I knew about Twin Flames. When I wrote the Earth Angel Training Academy, I knew nothing about Twin Flames. So all the information that came into the first book was purely channeled. That was what was coming through. So, and then as time went on and I learned more about it, and, you know, the stories then became centered almost entirely around the Twin Flames, because more people were then becoming aware of the idea. They were actually meeting their Twin Flames in real life. They were confused about what was going on, and it's, you know, it's quite a soulmate principle. So yeah, so it's the only way that I can kind of explain it. I know there's a lot of videos online about Twin Flames. I mean, we've done the hangout on Twin Flames, and there's so many different ideas and opinions and thoughts about what Twin Flames actually are. Are they two halves of the same soul? Are they, you know, there's all these different things. And I think basically when it comes to Twin Flames, what I say to people is, you know, go with what resonates, what feels right. You know, and somebody goes, oh no, they can't be your twin flame because of this rule and this rule and this rule. Well, you know, there are no rules.
It's what we believe, isn't it? Because our beliefs that we have about things become true for us. And I know I have quite particular beliefs about what I've already shared about I feel the planet's already ascended. I always get yes when I ask that. Absolutely yes. I feel like in a way the bulk of the work is done. It's just playing it out now, and it is just for us to feel good and do what brings us joy, and just to help wake up as many people as possible for when the time happens. It's not going to happen for everyone, but certainly all the Earth Angels on the planet, I sincerely wish for that to be the case, and to do the inner work. And having a twin flame, I know why twin flame is not here on the planet, which is great, because I'm with my soulmate. I'll be like, oh, got a twin flame here as well. A lot of people are, but I mean, something's happened really recently which is fascinating, and it's two souls that have come together. Now her twin flame is here on the planet. He's not evolved enough where she is. She's done so much. She has now got this connection, and it's like a galactic connection. It's like it's off the charts what they've got, but it's not a twin flame relationship. So that makes me wonder if there are other connections that we can have, because her twin flame, it's not happening in this lifetime with him because of where he's at and where she is on evolution. But she's now got this connection with this other very awakened, very advanced soul, and what they're bringing together, that energy of them is like, whoa, it feels like galactic ripples that we're having. It's powerful stuff. But that's my belief on it. I want to share that. If anyone is listening, we've got quite a few viewers watching us live, which is awesome. If anyone has any questions for Michelle, anything, you know, that we can help with, just pop it in the Q&A. We're happy to answer them, because we will be wrapping up soon. So last one thing to discuss, Michelle, is the characters in the book. Now, you are Velvet in the book. A lot of people recognize themselves as Velvet as well. That's come from quite strongly that you are Velvet, as you got your t-shirt on. And
yeah, I don't know if you can see that. It's a bit too bright.
Yeah, and when I read the book, I was like, yeah, I recognise it now. I'm not Amethyst, no. And I was like, well, who am I? Who am I? Does anyone know who I am? And I know we promised we'd share who that was. So, taking my ego out the way, because ego's can be a problem sometimes. I didn't want to say who it was, but you got it, didn't you?
Well, it was when I was about to write the Twin Flame reunion, and we were talking about it, and we were trying to figure it out, weren't we? We were like, I know you're a character in there. I know you are, because, you know, it's got to be. And then
there's that connection.
Yeah, and then we realised.
Yeah.
So go on, reveal your t-shirt.
Apparently, I'm Starlight, the angel of destiny. I'll take that. I do feel a little bit like that, because I do feel like I know the destiny. But yeah, so if you're wondering, I only have a small part. Huh? Sorry, Michelle.
Well, it made sense though, because obviously in the other side, spoiler alert for anybody who hasn't read the other side, but to be honest, you know, it's fine. In the other side, we discovered that Velvet and Starlight are actually sisters. So, of course, when we were talking about it, and we were just like, "Oh my goodness, yeah!" Because
as you're saying that.
Yeah.
Absolutely, which we knew when we had that connection when we first spoke, a 3-hour Skype call. I like to talk, Michelle likes to talk, so 3 hours later, I was like, well, we've really got to get off the phone now. It's 2 o'clock. We just talked and talked and talked. And yeah, so apparently that's who I am, and you're Velvet, and that's absolutely cool. I'm sure there may be other people that may recognize themselves as the Starlight, as Velvet, as the characters in the book, and it's all good. Where wherever you are, we're all perfect. We're all spiritual beings here in this human body for this time. Earth angels on Earth are, I mean, how blessed and grateful am I for all the Earth angels here on the Earth right now. And just send love to everyone that is in a darker place. It has been challenging, hard. Believe me, I've been through it. I know you've been through it, Michelle. Going through the human things that we have to do to learn growth, but it's all worth it, it feels, for me. And this book is such an amazing blessing on the world. I would love to see this in a film one day. Certainly putting that out there. To see you, I see you on the red carpet. I can see that vision. I can see it here as I'm even talking to you, and feel that. And I mean, how amazing would that be to get it out there? And you could be our next J.K. Rowling in front of us. But what it's meant to be is just awakening people and letting them know that they're not alone and that they're loved. And I hope that every single Earth Angel on the planet is able to read a copy of your book, and that it helps and support them. It will help everyone in different ways. And if anyone's interested in the Earth Angel Training Academy, check it out on Michelle's website, and also go and get a free hug and getting your book signed, which is in the US and Canada, which is in just a couple of weeks you're going, isn't it? Not long.
Yes, we're leaving on the 15th.
Yeah. 15th?
So it's not that. It's like 9 days.
Oh my gosh.
I know, I haven't even packed yet.
All right, yeah, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Just get your mum in to help you organise, because you're too creative to worry about that. Yeah, get the support in to help you.
My mum is actually coming with me. We're going together.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, I will certainly be with you in spirit, Michelle. Absolutely. And have you got a copy of the book handy?
No, I left it in the other room now.
Because you've been on the move during the hangout. No worries. No worries.
Yeah. But yeah, the 5-year anniversary edition in paperback is available now. Actually, haven't actually announced that officially, but it should be on Amazon. I'm having a little bit of technical issue with Amazon at the moment, but it should be available on there in the next week. So yeah, you'll be able to get the anniversary cover, and it's all very pretty. Honest,
awesome. Highly recommend. I can't recommend this book enough, Michelle. Your work, what you do, and every Earth Angel needs a copy of this book. So thank you, everyone that's been watching. We really appreciate you taking the time to listen to us chat away. We could keep going probably for another couple of hours, because we like to talk. But we're aware of the time. Really thank everybody for your time and for listening to this live. So there's quite a few of you listening live. Thank you so much. And to everyone who watches this in the future, Michelle, I wish you a fantastic time in America. I know you're going to have a fantastic time, and all those hugs and all those Earth Angels you're going to be meeting is awesome. I love the book, and I wish you every success. Would you have anything else you'd like to say before we give everyone a big virtual hug?
Just for all the Earth Angels to be doing, because they're doing amazingly. It's just confirmation that you're on the right path, you're doing the right thing. Just keep doing what you love, keep doing what feels good, and don't worry about not being perfect. I mean, here we are just chatting.
We're not here to be perfect.
All the technical issues that we had, and all the it's just, we're not here to be perfect. It's not perfect. Just go, like you said, start where you are. Empower yourself with the information, and then just go for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
A lot of us don't feel they're qualified or whatever, and it's.
You know what? I done a video on this. Yeah, I done a video on this actually a little while ago, which is we're not here to be perfect. I think I changed it to doubt you're an Earth Angel, but just to share, I know in my heart why I'm here. I know about love, and I want to help people, and I do feel that have this big mission, the fact that I need to put myself out there and be seen and visible. And it's like, but I'm just a normal person. I'm just a normal girl. I've got my children. I've got my parents, my partner. I love my normal friends. I love a party. I love to drink and get pissed and have a good old dance and be stupid. I love to smoke. And I swear a lot. I haven't sweared too much in here, which is good. And I'm still coming from a place of love. We're not here to be perfect, okay? We've all got a past. We've all done stuff that we ain't proud of. I forgive myself all of that. That was just part of who I am, and it's just embracing us in our humanness. We're not here to be an angel and angelic and light and love on earth. We're not here to do that. We've got personality. So you, wherever you are right here now, you're good enough, you're accepted, you're loved just as you are. And the only person that's judging you is yourself. So clear that judgment around yourself. Just let it go and just know that you're good enough as you are. We're not here to be perfect. Thank you so much, Michelle. Absolutely adore you and your work and your books and my soul sister. So for everyone that's watching live, just give yourself a big hug. And it's like big virtual hugs across the airwaves. And sending you all so much love and appreciation for watching this, and to you, Michelle, and have a fantastic time on your tour.
Thank you. Yes, and yeah, I love you too. I mean, we could talk forever.
We could, yeah, we could. We will do. We'll do it when it's all over. We'll sit on that cloud like that vision I had. It's like, that was good, wasn't it? So thanks again, Michelle. Thank you for everyone so much for watching. Love any feedback. Connect with Michelle, her website, www.michellegordon.com. And until next time. .co.uk. Oops. .co.uk. michellegordon.co.uk. We'll post it in the link. We'll go in and edit the YouTube video and post it in the link. But thank you, Michelle. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Lots of love to you all. And yeah, let's do this again. This is fun, isn't it? We like doing this.
Yeah, why not?
Look, maybe when you come back from the US, we'll do another one. That'd be fun. But until then, lots of love to everyone, and thank you so much for watching. Bye now.